Hey, I'm Wes.
Hey, I'm Dalton. And we are Post Animal. And these are Records in My Life.
Guys, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
How are you?
Doing well. Doing really well.
Doing really well. It's always fun to be in Canada. We're like undercover here because we look the same, but we're a little bit different.
Yes.
Canada embraces the arts. We like, we like having nice, responsible young artists come over into our country. We need it. It's a breath.
That's what
it's
we are.
It's a breath of fresh air.
Thanks, man.
I'm glad to provide it.
And you guys are nice Americans. But let's. I was going to start this conversation on different. Let's start it on a bit political because you guys are. I wasn't even going to use this question, but I think I will.
Do it.
Because you guys are from the States and all, and the political climate there's a little charged, obviously, for various reasons. What's a good album like now? Like kind of a good punk rock album, or blues, something that is really kind of like a protest, sign of the times record. Like Bob Dylan was making those albums in the past.
Give a shout out to label mate Jeff Rosenstock. Just put out this punk record called Post that does, I haven't listened to it a lot. I just know that, and I've like listened to it a little bit and like the lyrics get pretty political, I believe, and it's like I would give him a shout out when it comes to that. I mean, another like, do you know of any like?
No, I'm not really that political of a guy, to be honest. Not with music.
Let's go with an older psych rock album or something that influenced you guys. Because your sound, you love psych rock.
For sure, yeah.
I'm sure one of you can come up with an album that inspired you to play a little bit.
Definitely. Do you want to
go? The first couple King Crimson albums, as far as like progressive psych music, got me a lot. Really into like prog rock in general. Red is the one that got me the most into prog rock. I think it's like 74, but like the 68, 69, like Wake of Poseidon. I think Steve Hillage also did a lot with like guitars, affected guitars with like Moog, arpeggios, things like that. That really like, instead of just being so melodic, they kind of like drone over time and do these big, like expansive, like atmospheric soundscapes that really changed the way that I get into music. Pink Floyd, of course, but I'm trying to go a little more.
Dude, that's the one
outside of
gonna say Animals.
The realm.
Like Animals was a big, that was just like a big influence for me. Like Dogs, Pigs on. The whole record is like very like when I started listening to more. I guess psych rock, also just rock and roll in general, classic rock. That record definitely stood out and like just has stuck with me through time. I kind of discovered it in like late middle school, early high school, and I just jammed it a bunch, and then kind of went away from it for a while, and then every time we revisit Animals, like I don't know. That's one of my go-tos.
Pretty much all Pink Floyd and the 67 Beatles albums are constant.
Yeah.
Pink Floyd more in a progressive sense. Speaking of political, though, Animals is a very political album.
Damn, dude. There you go.
Let's go. Yeah. Thanks. Call back.
Call back.
Nice.
What is there something that you've discovered recently, like an older that's blowing you away, or something new? It could be a contemporary, any buddies of yours, like what like should we listen to?
So absolutely. I got the answer here, right off the top of my head.
I know what you're going to say.
Camel, dude. This band from the 70s, they're like a psychic prog band called Camel. Have you heard of them?
I haven't, but there's shows about educating.
Well, here you go.
Yeah.
Educating people about music. So.
I have not been doing a good job up until this point, but you should listen to this Camel record called Songs of Madness, right? Moon of Madness.
No, it's just Moon Madness.
Moon Madness.
I do believe.
Yeah.
Moon Madness.
And we just were introduced to this record by our friend Malcolm.
From Whitney.
It is so good. It's like I love it. I can't even believe it.
It's like really catchy, melody-driven prog rock.
Prog
It's not
rock
super
was-
psyche. It's has a very like David Gilmour influence, but I think it came out in like '75, so it's right after Dark Side and all that. So
Yeah. Check it out. It's really
And
good. They're really
tell
sick.
us, we're talking about all these great other groups. Tell us about your latest release, the name, and give us some details about it.
Yeah. Well, the name is When I Think of You in a Castle. It just came out April 20th on Polyvinyl Records. Yeah, it's our debut full length that we recorded ourselves. And it's completely DIY.
yeah, we actually made the vinyl ourselves.
We
in my bedroom, one at a time.
You have a printing? So you do a lot of pressings for other?
Yeah.
For other bands?
Right on my
waiting list.
right on my nightstand. I have
That's
everything I
awesome.
need right there. No, it was the first thing we had that ever got pressed, so it's a very
very special.
fun. Yeah,
Anyway.
I mean, it's really nice to see it rotating and hear sound coming from the
Exciting.
speakers. Yeah, it's
But
really-
if you're looking for a summery, like record that's all over the place and very sonically
if you're looking
pleasing,
for a heavy pop record that can also be somewhat somber, then it might be of value to you.
and if you like kind of classic rock
Yeah.
vibes, then check it. Check
it
the
out.
new record.
And anything else you'd like to add about the state of affairs, Chicago, the new album? Let's part with words of wisdom.
Words of wisdom.
Gotta keep your head up.
Keep your head up and set
keep
the
on
tone.
keeping on.
Set the tone from the beginning.
Yeah.
You-
Dude,
that means
create
whatever
your
you want to.
world. Don't live in someone else's world. Create your own and affect it the way you want it to be. Do it yourself.
Boom.
DIY.
DIY. There you go.
Thank you very much, guys, and best of luck with everything.